In the era before digital proliferation, the customer journey could be depicted as a linear funnel, awareness feeding directly into consideration, trickling down to purchase. Marketers imagined a broad opening at the top, narrowing stepwise as consumers made up their minds. By 2026, the simplicity of this model has collapsed. The real world introduced chaos, unpredictability, and an unstructured web of influences collectively termed the messy middle. Within the messy middle, decision-making becomes a cyclical dance between two psychological states. Exploration, where consumers actively seek new information and options, and evaluation, where they scrutinize and prune their pool of selections. Alli, a data scientist at a leading e-commerce platform, finds herself watching anonymized user sessions flicker across a dashboard riddled with entropy. She observes a single user browsing sustainable sneakers, toggling between product reviews, YouTube influencer roundups, brand Instagram stories, and unexpectedly, returning to a price comparison app several times. The user's journey is anything but linear. For every evaluation phase, say, discounting one brand after seeing negative social proof, there's a renewed exploration, sparked by a new colorway or a limited edition release. Marketers like Alli have come to recognize that their role is not interruption, but orchestration. Rather than attempting to drag a distracted consumer forcibly toward transaction, they design carefully timed cognitive anchors. Social proof, such as trusted customer testimonials, expert endorsements from athletes, seamless retargeting that feels like a helpful reminder rather than an invasive shadow. These anchors seek to reassure rather than push, lubricating the path through the messy middle by instilling trust at critical friction points. Yet the attribution of credit for conversion remains a challenge. Traditional last-click attribution, crediting only the final touch, has the allure of simplicity but fails to capture reality. Alli's marketing team had once celebrated a spike in conversions from branded search ads, ignoring the months spent building awareness with viral YouTube campaigns and partnerships. Transitioning to multi-touch attribution, MTA, introduces nuance, using linear models that allocate equal credit, time decay models that privilege recent interactions, or U-shaped models which favor both the first and last touchpoints. Even with MTA, fragmentation persists. Consumers leapfrog from iPhones at breakfast to laptops during lunch breaks to shopping on smart TVs late at night. As deterministic tracking erodes under privacy regulations and device isolation, the industry moves toward probabilistic journey mapping. Now, data analysts deploy machine learning to cluster short, seemingly unrelated sessions into likely single-user journeys. Visual heat maps reveal recurring bottlenecks where consumers stall, perhaps after visiting multiple FAQ pages or abandoning carts at the mention of shipping fees. Here, marketers apply selective nudges, limited-time offers, invitations to live chat, or content designed to resolve salient objections, thereby breaking destructive loops in the messy middle. The tracking landscape shifts yet again as browser cookies, once the backbone of journey mapping, fade into obsolescence. In a post-cookie world, Alli's team pivots to harnessing first-party data, loyalty program signups, direct email engagement, and permission app behavior. Privacy-preserving APIs and cohort analysis replace pixel-level surveillance, requiring marketers to infer group dynamics, not individual motives. The question is no longer, how did this customer buy, but how do similar customers behave when presented with these stimuli? Ultimately, and most radically, the future lies in algorithmic attribution. Machine learning models trained on vast historical datasets simulate alternative universes, assessing, for example, the experimental lift granted by an Instagram ad. If removal of a touchpoint correlates with lower conversions among a cohort, the model quantifies the actual incremental value of that touch. This approach moves beyond rigid rule-based systems and embraces the probabilistic, nonlinear nature of modern consumer journeys. In this new reality, strategists no longer seek to force consumers in and out of arbitrary pipelines. Instead, they become narrators and facilitators of a journey that is as unpredictable and dynamic as the consumers themselves. By understanding and intervening within the messy middle, through attribution models, data-driven touchpoints, and respect for privacy, marketers transform chaos into coherence, joining the dots of a nonlinear journey stretching across every digital horizon.